Today I'm going to be giving you a closer look at these Cinch-leg Activewear exercise pants. These pants can either be worn as a full-length pant, or you can cinch it up to have a tapered, shorter length look. Let me give you a closer look at this cinched area. As you can see from the knee down, there's kind of a bunched area there, and you've got some excess cord hanging down. And you can go ahead and bunch it up to make it as high or as cinched and gathered as you would like there. It stays really nicely. Once you pull it up, it stays nicely even without tying it. But as you can see, these strings are really long. So even when you tie it off like this, there's a lot hanging down. So I found that I need to either like tuck that up away so it's not all hanging out, or double up my string, fold it in half, and then tie it over in a bow, and then it's much shorter and will stay there. And you can simply undo it and pull it down to smooth it out, and you can tie off the extra string at the bottom. So it's a nice for a cinch. You do have some extra string that's hanging there for sure, so you either need to get creative with doubling it up so that you can have that cord hanging there, or you can tuck it away. But the good thing about this cinch here is that when you pull it up and gather it, that material doesn't slick and fall right back out. It seems to hold really well regardless of how tightly you tie that string. These pants feature a wide elastic waistband. There are no drawstrings or anything here in the waistband. It's just a simple wide elastic. These pants also feature both front and rear pockets, so you've got 4 pockets in total. The front ones are kind of a slanted pocket, and while the rear pockets are really deep. As you can see here, I can put my whole hand in and the pocket goes up past my hand and my wrist. So you can definitely fit a large size phone in those pockets in the back. These pants overall have a really loose fit. You can see from the rear view that they're not really snug or fitted around the back. And in the front side, the crotch area is kind of dropped down low, and they're really loosely fitted on the legs. The material itself is relatively thin. They're really breathable, and they feature dry moisture wicking. So with these, they're breathable. You get a lot of airflow. So when you're using these for cardio or any kind of activity where you're sweating and stuff like that, they are moisture wicking and definitely breathable enough to keep you cool. If you're wearing these out on a cold day like I did today, they definitely, that breathability also makes them a little bit more chilly of a material. They don't really have a warm lining on these or anything. So if you're wearing them out casually and not exercising, be aware that on a cold day, you can kind of feel that wind and cold air through these pants. My main problem with this pair of pants is the apparent lack of quality product control on this. So when I first got mine, I got them out of the package, and it was a Saturday morning, and I was just ready to slip into something comfortable, and I put them on and realized that on the inside of one of the legs, the seam was not sewn the entire way closed. So you can see here in this picture a big gaping hole that was open in the leg. So I obviously wasn't too happy about that. When I buy pants, I expect them to be completely sewn together. And as you can see, as is, I wasn't able to put them on and wear them because the whole inside leg, there was just a huge chunk that was open and not sewn together. Here they are turned inside out, where you can really see that problem area, how it didn't get stitched together as it should have with that seam. So I had, a question I had to face myself: did I want to spend the time and the hassle sending these back, or just repair them myself? So I debated a couple of days and was pretty bugged by it, but eventually I decided I'm not going to bother with sending them back or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and sew up that small area myself. So I took it to my sewing machine, and it took me like a minute, total to sit down and sew up that little area, and they're fine. And from the outside, you can't tell that there was a problem. So it didn't end up being a huge deal. It's just that when you buy pants, you expect them to be correctly sewn together. So that was definitely problematic for me, that it showed that there wasn't too much quality control with these, that they were packaged and shipped out without being thoroughly inspected to see that that leg was not sewn closed. That all being said, obviously I had a problem with this garment from the get-go. Since I sewed it up myself, and it's definitely usable, and you can't tell that there was a problem in the first place. And it was easily fixed. If you've got a sewing machine and know how to stitch something up, then it wouldn't be a huge problem. So I wouldn't say steer clear from these, don't buy them. And hopefully mine was just a fluke pair that had this stitching error on here. What I will say for these pants is that they are incredibly comfortable. Very comfortable. I've been battling with the flu for nearly a week now, and I just feel exhausted all the time, and getting dressed in the morning is just a chore because any chance that I possibly can get, I do want to sit down and rest. It rarely happens, but when I have to be up and going and doing various things, I do want to be comfortable. And so I wish that I had been wearing these pants every single day for this past week because they are so comfortable. The elastic waistband is not tight at all. Nothing digs in anywhere. They stay up perfectly, but feel really, really comfortable. It kind of feels like you're not really wearing anything. They just feel like pajama pants bottoms. They're really loose and flowing. Now, in the product page, it did call these some form of yoga pants. I wouldn't say that they would be, I mean, you can obviously wear them for yoga, but they're definitely not comparable to a tight-fitted yoga pant. But you could wear these with cardio, any form of exercise. They're definitely breathable. They're a little chilly to wear out on a cold day. But if you're out running and working up a sweat and stuff, they would be really comfortable to wear out on a cold day when running. So these would be great ones for running, biking, any kind of active wear. And they're definitely comfortable for lounging around the house in. The error with my pants aside, I still wouldn't say that these are perfectly made pants. I do really like the cinch leg, that you can pull them and bunch them up as much as you like, and they really stay put regardless of the drawstring. However, the drawstring is really long. I wish it was a bit shorter so that it could just be barely sticking out when they're fully extended into long pants. But when they are tucked up the whole way, you do have a whole lot of excess string to work with that you either need to double up and tie into a regular knot, so you've got that cute knot standing on the outside, or tuck it in underneath the pants. I do wish that drawstring was a little bit shorter for that reason. They're definitely not a perfect pair of pants in design or in quality control in my experience with them, but they definitely are comfortable. You got a nice loose fit, so if you're activewear, if you don't want a whole lot of tight-fitted activewear and you're looking for something loose and flowy and comfortable that has some variation, like you could wear them as long pants or you can have them tucked up like this with that cinch leg, then these definitely serve a purpose in your activewear wardrobe, and I do have to say that they definitely are comfortable. So that's been your closer look at these cinch leg activewear pants. And although I haven't had a perfect experience with mine, since I fixed them myself, I'm definitely still wearing them, and I'm lounging around the house in them as we speak right now. And I will say that they are very comfortable pants.